And welcome here to Woodland Park, everyone. We're here for the next matchup in the round of 16 U.S. Amateur Matchplay Championship local bracket at Woodland Park. Today we have Doug Barrett facing off against Michael Tucker. Both of these guys are here at the park ready to roll, so we'll take you there to the first tee in just a minute. All right, and welcome back to Woodland Park in beautiful Columbia, Tennessee. We are here at the first tee, and Michael Tucker will be teeing off first to start this match. And he goes with a forehand flex shot off the tee. Did hit a few branches on the way out the gaps, so came a little short. Doug Barrett now. This tee shot, hole 1. And he gets a big backhand drive, and he's gonna break out nicely just to the left of the center of the fairway. So he's in great position to get to this alternate pin placement here on hole 1. And weather is a little different today. We've had quite a bit of variety in our weather the first part of this Matchplay Championship out here in Columbia this year. It's a little cooler. Winds are a little gustier. So we're looking at 56 degrees Fahrenheit for our tee off today with gusty winds out of the north. All right, here is Michael Tucker with his second shot. Hole 1. He has quite a ways to go, but definitely doable for him from this point. And he goes with a big backhand hyzer. He gets it up there, and it breaks down nicely at the bottom of the hill. He'll probably have a good 25-30 feet to the basket, but he'll have an opportunity to get a 3 and escape this par 4 with a birdie. And Doug Barrett's looking for his disc right now. But he had an excellent drive there to start this competition. I think for a lot of these guys, especially in this first round, it might be your first round of disc golf in a month or more. So expect to see some rust getting off of their games here these first few holes. All right, Doug Barrett has found his disc. He has a nice line here to the basket. Let's see what he chooses to do with his second shot. And a smooth backhand release there, and hits the tree. He is parked. Superb shot there by Doug Barrett. This is really going to put the pressure on Michael Tucker to try to force this hole to be a push. And winds are swirling a bit down here as we approach the basket. You can see the trees swaying just to our right on hole 2. So will those winds make their way to circle 1 here on the first hole? We'll have to see. So that could potentially have a pretty large effect on Michael Tucker and his putt. But looks like he's waiting, assessing the winds conditions. And he's ready. So Michael Tucker there with a little flick at the basket. Great attempt, but just a little bit left. So Doug Barrett now with an opportunity to win hole 1 with a 3. And looks like Michael Tucker is out, so he's going to putt 4 here on hole 1. And it's in. Great putt there by Michael Tucker. And Doug Barrett in with the 3. He takes hole 1. He's 1 up. We'll be at hole 2 in just a minute. back hole 2. It's a par 3. 275 feet up the hill. Road to the right is out of bounds. Doug Barrett's one up. He has the tee. And he gives a big backhand drive there, safely up the middle of the fairway. He'll have a good look for his second shot. Here's Michael Tucker. And he chooses the forehand drive there. Hits one of the pine branches on the left side of the fairway, but he's safe. So he'll have definitely a good approach look at the basket and potentially a run into the chains if he so chooses. We'll just have to see what he decides to do. And grass conditions are going to play a factor today out here at Woodland Park. Grass is playing pretty long in the fairways, so you're not going to see as many skips. You're probably not going to see as many roller shots. And we've had quite a bit of rain lately, so the grass definitely has a high moisture content and grabs onto any disc that is trying to skip up through it. But here's Michael Tucker with his second shot, hole 2. And he flicks it up there toward the basket. Maybe a little further right than he would have wanted. But he'll have a clean look for his third shot. And Doug Barrett's says he had a little fight with a twig back here on the fairway, so he's making his way up toward his disc. He's gonna have a great second shot here. Chance at a birdie. Here's Doug Barrett. And it was dead center, just slightly low. Great attempt there. So Michael Tucker with his third shot to try to push hole 2. And it's low. So Doug Barrett with another opportunity to take a hole here. It sounds like Michael Tucker conceded the hole. Doug Barrett wins hole 2. He is 2 up. We're heading to hole 3 in just a minute. We're back hole 3. Doug Barrett does have the tee. This is 560 feet up the hill to the basket. Once again, he goes with a backhand shot, and it's going to land right near the short tee up there in the red box position. So great shot there by Doug Barrett, safely inbounds. Michael Tucker now with his tee shot. He's going to have a slight, it seems like a crosswind right to left. Solid backhand drive there for Michael Tucker, and he is halfway up the fairway, dead center. So good shots by both of these guys. Definitely seem to be knocking the rust off of their games. I know in previous broadcasts we have been talking about these new alternate pin placements throughout Woodland Park, and Doug Barrett has played a huge role in that. So we definitely thank Doug Barrett for his contributions to that project. It's something that's going to add a lot of replay value to this course and will be enjoyed by many people. So thank you, Doug. All right, looks like Michael Tucker is out, so he's now going to take his second shot, hole 3. And he really got into that one, trying to get a big forehand shot up the hill, but it's just slightly low, turned over a little bit on him, and chopped into the ground. So he's a little shorter than he had planned. Right, here's Doug Barrett from 340 feet out with his second shot. And it's a backhand. It turns over a little bit to the right, but that's going to be a great spot if you're planning to approach this basket with a right-handed backhand shot. So, which I think that'll play right into Doug's game. So, great shot there by Doug. It looked like he had that planned from the beginning. All right, Michael Tucker now approaching his disc. He does have a branch just to the right of the basket up there, and a little forward of the basket. It's hanging pretty low. We have a lot of leaves out now, so these branches are hanging low. So Michael Tucker is going to have a challenge on his third shot. Here he goes. He has a forehand flex, takes that branch out of play and parks it within 25 feet. Masterfully done there by Michael Tucker.
Find one every 3 holes.
You heard him there. He's excited. Yeah, he knows that was a clutch shot. The breeze was picking up for him too. So, all right, Doug Barrett now with his third shot. And that same branch we were talking about earlier is going to come into play for Doug. He definitely has a little more of an opening to the right. All right, and he keeps it low and just hyzers it right within 15 feet of the basket. So great shot by Doug Barrett. He seemed very calm and consistent up to this point in the match. All right, Michael Tucker's walking up to the green to get his disc. Just like we expected, he's well within circle 1. And great putt there by Michael Tucker. He cleans up with a solid 4 on this hole. And Doug Barrett, after marking his disc, taps in for the 4. So hole 3's a push. Doug Barrett 2 up. Heading to hole 4 in just a minute. back hole 4. Doug Barrett still has the tee. He's 2 up. And smooth release there, right down the fairway, and it's going to break just left. So he's in great position there. Maybe a little short of the dogleg bend, but solid start to hole 4 there for Doug Barrett. All right, Michael Tucker with his tee shot now. He's once again going with a forehand drive, and he's around the bend, right by foul core. Excellent shot, Michael Tucker. And we're going to see in just a minute when we get up around this dogleg bend that the basket is still in the alternate position, which means it's a little farther back, and it's also guarded a little more by some trees. So Michael Tucker's shot there getting around the bend is going to play a big role in giving him a leg up on this hole. Doug Barrett's just slightly short, but he might have an opportunity to bend his shot a little bit to the right. You see him up there surveying the hole. Just visualizing where he wants this disc to go. Here's Doug Barrett with his second shot. And a turnover shot there, safely around the bend and into just on the edge of the fairway. But he should have a decent look toward the basket for his third shot. You can see Michael Tucker with excellent position for his second shot. So he's going to be going for that gap all the way down the fairway on the right, and the basket's hidden in there. And he did another forehand shot there, turned over a little bit on him, so he's be a little longer than he wanted to be, and also left. Would not be a bad spot if this basket was in its standard position, but now he's going to have a little bit of extra work to do. So Doug Barrett with a huge opportunity here to try to force a push on this hole and maybe even a win. We'll have to see. Here he is with his third shot, hole 4. And Doug Barrett went with the forehand shot there. And you can hear him there. He's saying cut out a little early on him, so definitely not what he was envisioning. And it's a small gap down here, especially from 150 or more feet out. It requires a little more finesse than the basket, the standard position we've seen in past years of match play out here at Woodland Park. But so far we've gotten great reviews on these alternate positions. People like having the variety, and I think we're going to keep seeing some variety as this competition goes on and as the Muletown disc golf events continue later in this year, pending the coronavirus guidelines all lifting. So, all right, here is Michael Tucker. Now he's ready for his third shot, hole 4. He just goes with a nice finesse toss there to the basket, and he's within a couple of feet, so he'll be able to tap out with a 4. So now Doug Barrett is going to find his disc. And he cleans up with a 4. So Michael Tucker now to tap in and push this hole. He does just that. So hole 4 is a push. Doug Barrett 2 up will be a hole 5 in just a minute. We're back, hole 5, 240 feet down the fairway, slightly to the right to the basket. Barrett has the tee. That shot's looking great off the tee, spinning just slightly to the right, just like you want it to. And he might be parked. We'll have to see once we get around the bend here. It's a blind shot from the tee, so. All right, Michael Tucker with his tee shot, hole 5. He had a nice smooth release there, but just a little left, but he's still on the fringe of the fairway, so we'll have a clean line to the basket for his second shot. Definitely not where I think he would have wanted that shot to end up, but not bad at all, considering what can happen on this hole. And it really has turned out to be just a beautiful day for disc golf. You see the sun just dancing through the trees here in the woods. So beautiful view for these players and you all at home as we go through this, what some would consider the start of birdie row. All right, Michael Tucker now with his second shot, hole 5. right, we're back hole 6, 355 feet downhill. Doug Barrett did win hole 5 with an excellent 2, so he's now 3 up. He's a stiff headwind right now, so you saw his backhand shot there. Good thing he kept it a little low and short because it turned over hard to the right there. He's safely inbounds now, so here's Michael Tucker with his tee shot on hole 6 with a stiff headwind. It has to be a good 10-15 miles an hour or more. And he throws it high, and I think that wind's going to carry it hard left, but it looks like he crashed just short of the thick brush on the left side of the fairway. So both of these guys are going to be a good 75 feet or so out from the basket for their approach shot. So still a little bit of work for them to do. And like we were saying, there is quite a bit of wind right now in this hole. So I think that will come into play on their approach shots. I would honestly expect to just see them lay up. But we will see. We've seen some wild shots so far in this tournament. And we've had Ben Kelly with not 1, but 2 long shots in. And we also saw some fireworks in that first match involving Dave Quint and Jimmy Taylor. All right, here is Doug Barrett with his second shot, hole 6.
Okay, I agree.
And he gives it a good run. It has a chance. It actually hit the band. Wow, we just about saw another amazing shot, and that might have been the longest shot that goes in of this tournament, had it actually gone in. So Ben Kelly, I believe, still holds that record. And Dave Quint, you're still in second for now. All right, here's Michael Tucker with his second shot, hole 6. And he gave it some juice there. It's a little long, but it stays within circle 1, so he'll have a good 20 feet or so back to the basket. I think he just said that his drive did end up being a tombstone, so it's another badge of honor to some of the locals out here on this course. Another tradition started by Dave Quint here. He really got that tombstone thing popular around here. All right, so looks like Michael Tucker will be out, so he will be shooting his third shot to try to get a par here on hole 6. And Doug Barrett's parked, so Michael Tucker has to make this shot or he's going to see himself go 4 down early. Oh, he had the height, he had the distance. It just kissed the left side of the chains. So tough break there for Michael Tucker. It was a great attempt, but Doug Barrett taps out with his 3 and takes hole 6. He's now 4 up. We'll be at hole 7 in just a minute. Hole 7, Doug Barrett has the tee. He's 4 up.
Got a natural bench now, though. I'm glad the park's provided a bench here.
So with the forehand drive there off the tee, and it kicks nicely toward the basket. So he'll have a good look there for his second shot. Michael Tucker now. And tough break there. He hits a tree just off the tee, so he's gonna have a little bit of work to do. Still not impossible to get it within good putting range of the basket, but it's gonna be a wing and a prayer just to try to get a birdie here. All right, here's Michael Tucker. Second shot, hole 3, or hole 7. And he had a big forehand approach there. Had that disc turned over, but it did not come back right for him, so he's going to have some work to do. And he's really going to have to get aggressive, I would think, on this third shot, just to have a chance at pushing this hole. Doug Barrett's within 20 feet for his second shot. And he can keep his birdie streak alive, potentially. He's already had a few of them in this round now. Right here is Michael Tucker with his third shot, hole 7. And he had it turning over nicely to the basket. Got through the gap in the rough there, but tough break hit a tree just short. So now looks like Doug Barrett's gonna mark his disc. We'll see if he's gonna go ahead and take this putt or not. I think Michael Tucker is out, so Michael Tucker's now gonna make his fourth shot here on hole 7. He does have a clean line to the basket. Hits the right side of the chain center. Now Doug Barrett is out and ready for his second shot, hole 7. And Michael Tucker conceded the hole. Doug Barrett wins hole 7. He's now 5 up. Be a hole 8 in just a minute. We're back, hole 8, 240-foot par 3. Road to the right is out of bounds. This is one of the lower sections of the course, so the winds have died down here. And Doug Barrett is now 5 up. He has the tee. takes a big, wide backhand hyzer, and it cuts hard to the ground, but he's in a good shape there for his second shot. All right, Michael Tucker now with his tee shot, hole 8. He takes a little more of a lower route there, but it skips up a little closer than Doug Barrett's did. So both of these guys are looking at a solid opportunity for a 2. So anything more than a 2 and you're probably going to lose this hole. So even though these are putts that...
Hey Katie Beth, hey Amelia.
Heard Michael Tucker there saying hello to Katie Beth and Amelia. So. There's both family guys. So they're just having a great time out here in this beautiful May afternoon in Middle Tennessee. All right, like we were saying, this is they're both within what would normally be gimme range, but sometimes the nerves can get to you in these competitive match situations. So Doug Barrett is up first with his second shot, hole 8. And he's in, dead center. And Michael Tucker walks up, and it looks like Doug Barrett gave him the shot. So hole 8 is a push. We're heading to hole 9 in just a minute. Okay, we're back, hole 9, and it's 247 feet up the hill to this basket, and Doug Barrett has the tee. And once again, he goes with that big backhand shot. Cuts through some branches, which took a little bit of the energy off of it, but he's still 3/4 of the way up the fairway. Clear path to the basket for his second shot. All right, Michael Tucker now. And he's going with a big flex forehand there, but cut a little low on him. He's going to be about halfway up the fairway, but he will have a straight line toward the basket. We'll see if he chooses to go with a backhand or a forehand. He's shown he has both of those shots in his arsenal. But sometimes shots just don't go as you planned. But he's had some great ones today. So we've seen a lot of improvements since his match last year against the eventual champion of the entire local bracket, Seth Singleton. That was a tough matchup to have in your first round, but he performed admirably, and seen him playing even better here today. Let's see if he can continue to improve here on hole 9 and beyond to get back in this match and try to win for the first time here in these match play competitions. And great forehand approach there. He's parked next to the basket, so it'll be an easy tap in for a 3 for him. So maybe we'll see Doug Barrett go for this. It's definitely within the distance of where I've seen him make it in the past, but and it has the height, but just a little bit to the left. Maybe came up just slightly short before it broke left. So, barring some unforeseen spit outs or slips of the hand, we should see both these guys tap out with a 3 and push hole 9. All right, Barrett in with a 3, and he gives Michael Tucker that putt. So hole 9 is a push. Doug Barrett 5 up to the front 9. We'll see it hole 10 in just a minute. We're back hole 10. It's a par 4. Doug Barrett has the tee. And big drive there off of this hole 10 tee. Lifted just a little bit high on him, but he's still going to be safely in the fairway. All right, Michael Tucker now, tee shot hole 10. And he goes with a nice flex forehand. It stayed low for him, and it is beautifully in the fairway for him. You might have heard him at home say that that felt good out of his hand. It looked good from my vantage point back here. Nice clean release. And he's sitting pretty for his second shot. We still do have a few matches coming up later this week in this local round of 16 in the US Amateur Matchplay Championships at Woodland Park. Tomorrow we have Dustin Nelson facing John Dale, and then later in the week we'll have Bradford Watson, Drake Abernathy, and also Andrew Tester and Clint Wright. And the winner of this match will be playing the winner of the Andrew Tester Clint Wright match. So wouldn't be surprised if those guys end up watching this, get a little scouting report on who their next round opponent could be. And this back 9 is really going to test the mettle of Michael Tucker. Can he come back? All right, Doug Barrett. Clean and low release, safely in the fairway down there, going to this basket that's well right of where the standard position is. But that road is still in play and out of bounds, so it's going to test him and Michael Tucker now on their next shots. So Michael Tucker now is sitting 2, and if he can just get this more close to the basket with the clean line, he's going to have a great opportunity at clawing back into this match. So here he goes with his second shot, hole 10. And he just goes right through the gaps, almost gets an eagle there. That was a great shot. He's right under the basket. And we're seeing him claw back into this. He has some fight in him today. Doug Barrett now looking for his disc. He had a great second shot there. And a few options here for his approach. See a few lanes to the right, a few lanes to the left, but that road long and out of bounds is always looming in the distance. So Doug Barrett now with his third shot. And a forehand approach hits the branches but makes it through the tree line, so he's in business there and ready for his fourth shot to the basket. Michael Tucker with the opportunity here to get the 3 and the win on hole 10. And Doug Barrett just gave Michael Tucker the hole. You can see he's right there in gimme range, so great hole there by Michael Tucker. We'll give him a 3. He wins hole 10. Doug Barrett now 4 up. Back hole 11, and this basket is in the alternate position. Michael Tucker won hole 10, so he has the hole 11 tee. And here he goes with his first shot on this difficult hole.
Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Let's go for another fun one.
And he takes it way out wide with a big forehand shot.
Yeah, throw some.
And did not see where that landed. Looks like it somewhere on the left side of the fairway maybe. And Doug Barrett with a backhand turnover, but it hits up on the right side of the fairway where the elevation raises, and so he's gonna have a little bit of work from there, but clean look at the basket at the same time. One thing that's really going to come into play, especially for Doug Barrett, is the elevation change from right to left, severely sloping downhill. So he's going to have to take that into account with this approach shot here. Michael Tucker, on the other hand, will have to see exactly where he's located, but he's probably more than likely going to have either an uphill shot, a level shot, but we'll see here in just a minute. All right, Doug Barrett's found his disc. Goes with a nice smooth backhand approach. And looks like he parked it really close, if not right under the basket. It's a great approach there by Doug Barrett. Michael Tucker now. He's looking for his disc. I'll have to see exactly where it looks like. Yeah, he made it almost to the basket. So great drive there by Michael Tucker. He's had some great drives now, 2 holes in a row. but as you can see, he has this tree blocking his line to the basket, so tough decisions here. We'll see what he decides to do with his second shot, hole 11. And he just lays it up under the basket. Great shot there. I think they're both going to be able to tap in for a 3. It looks like they're going to give each other these third shots. So hole 11's a push. Doug Barrett's 4 up, and we'll be at hole 12 in just a minute. Back hole 12, 270 feet. Michael Tucker has the tee.
Come on.
And he had a big forehand drive once again. And he's in business on the left side of the fairway. Here's Barrett with his tee shot, hole 12. He's also going with a forehand. It turns over a little bit on him. And ended up left of the fairway, where a row of trees used to be. Hole 12 fairway has changed significantly since last year's match play competition. The trees are down on the left side of the fairway, and it appears they are not done with modifications to this part of the course. So we'll have to see what happens. Might look completely different again by the time we have match play next year. But Doug Barrett did hit a tree, so he's got some tight quarters here for his second shot. Hole 12. Let's watch. Smooth forehand release there. He's right under the basket. So great shot there by Doug Barrett. That was a test of a shot right there. But he made it look easy. And we've seen Doug Barrett pulling a few different tricks out of his toolbox today. Primarily, it looks like he's been using backhand shots, but when he needs that forehand, it has come in handy. So now Michael Tucker. It's going to be a tough one for him to try to get a 2 and take this hole. Once again, that road just beyond the basket is out of bounds. And he ran it. It almost made it in there. He was turning it over just slightly to the left with that forehand flick. But it should be a tap out for 3 for both these guys. So I'm guessing we're probably going to see another push. But we've seen the competition factor really ratchet up here these last few holes. And Tucker in with the 3, and he gives Barrett his 3rd shot. So hole 12 is a push. Barrett's 4 up, heading to 13. We're back hole 13. It's a par 3 through the woods. Michael Tucker still has the tee with Barrett 4 up. And he pulled that forehand shot a little bit, but went to the left to where I think he intended it to go, but it might have hit through cleanly. He's got some work to do from there. All right, Doug Barrett now with his tee shot, hole 13. And he goes with the forehand drive this time, and it turns over. He's in about the same position as Michael Tucker. They both just snuck through that tree line. And it's really a crapshoot as to whether you're going to have a clean line back to the basket or not from that position. And this new alternate pin placement just accentuates that problem. So we'll have to see just where they ended up. It's, even though they could be within 5 feet of each other and have a completely different outlook. So this could be a game changer one way or the other. Michael Tucker goes 5 down. He's in trouble at this point. Okay, so they're looking for their shots. Looks like Michael Tucker, Doug Barrett found his. Michael Tucker has found his. So Michael Tucker now with his 2nd shot. Hole 13, he didn't quite make it too far off the fairway. So a few options
Just
here.
Far enough, this is a bad shot, John. Bad shot.
So he's,
We'll take a great play.
it's uphill
Save a bad
and
shot.
beyond 120 feet, so.
I don't like this. All right.
And he gets through the tree gap right in front of him. And he's going to have a long look at the basket for a 3, but great shot from that position by Michael Tucker. So now we move on to Doug Barrett. A different angle there, but we see him once again just execute that forehand shot to perfection. So he's up within 15 feet and a solid opportunity to take Dormy here in this match with only 5 holes remaining after this. So Michael Tucker now making his way to his disc. He's taken out all the elevation that was in play, but looks like he is outside of 30
Just
feet.
in case I go
So
forward. This ain't a good gap.
it's through the trees, but can he make it? Critical moment in this match. And he gets it straight through the gap and into the chains. Clutch play there by Michael Tucker. And he's going to stay alive in this match. He is pumped up. So now Doug Barrett has to make this. And he does. So hole 13 a push. Barrett 4 up. Heading to hole 14.
He's gonna make it.
Okay, we're back hole 14. It's 606 feet. Plays a par 4. Basket is still in the standard position up the hill and to the right. Michael Tucker has the tee.
It's just way too. You're what, 4 up, right? Yeah.
And he releases a big forehand
Yeah, it did. It's on the other side of the
and
thing.
crashed
Might be too close
hard
to the tree.
to the right, but he's on the upper half of the fairway. Doug Barrett now. And this time he's going with a backhand turnover shot. Rolls a little bit, but like we were saying earlier in the match, the grass is a little high today. Therefore, roller is not as much of an option on hole 14, which this is one of those holes we see quite a few players roll the disc on, especially now that the leaves are out, the branches are hanging low further down the fairway. That roller shot is nice when the grass is short. But depending on exactly where Michael Tucker landed, he might just be in the perfect spot to play to his forehand game here today. Because we've seen him throw the disc just about 250 plus feet from a drive with a clean forehand release. So maybe he can replicate that with his second shot. But first, Doug Barrett. Second shot, hole 14. And Doug Barrett with a clean forehand. He launches that. So great shot there by Doug Barrett. Some good target golf. He set up perfectly for his approach shot. So we switch gears now back to Michael Tucker, who ended up on this upper side of the fairway between the cedars. The question is just how far away did his disc go? And it's quite the hunt. So Doug Barrett says he's not sure that he saw the disc come down. And there
I didn't see
They're really looking hard for this disc.
Bathroom.
So we'll continue our search here on hole 14 and try to find this disc. It's funny how an object so large can be so difficult to find, but it looks like we have found it now. It's right here just beyond the bathroom.
You got it? Oh, you got it?
And looks like they just found the disc. It's right here next.
Okay. All that matters is
So Michael Tucker now setting up for his second shot, hole 14. Low-hanging branches on the right side of the fairway here. Road beyond the tree line to the right's out of bounds. Slight headwind.
I gotta go for it.
And he gives it a good rip. And it's crashing out nicely toward the basket. He's going to have a look at a 3 there.
Yeah.
Great shot by Michael Tucker. We'll have a great opportunity to get one back here on Doug Barrett, which is critical as these holes start running out. Because unless Michael Tucker wins this hole, Doug Barrett will be dorming. If Doug Barrett wins this hole, the match is over. So every hole extremely critical for Michael Tucker to execute now. And he looks calm and cool and collected, very focused. I think he's having a great time out here. He's really been giving Doug Barrett a run for his money here on this back 9. It's been a lot of fun to watch. All right, Doug Barrett now with his third shot. Hole 14, up the hill. One thing of note, there's no wind down here where Doug's standing, but slight breeze as you crest the hill up toward the basket. But he just lays it up. He's gonna let Michael Tucker make the next big move. I'd expect us to see Michael Tucker go for this here. Not sure exactly where he ended up. He's gonna have a good 35 feet to the basket, maybe a little more. He's measuring now to see if he can jump putt this or not. So it's within the circle, so he cannot jump putt. And it's in. He wins hole 14. Doug Barrett now 3 up, heading to 15. Back hole 15, 225-foot par 3. Michael Tucker won hole 14, so he does have the tee. he had a backhand drive there. Went a little high, hit a branch, but he's safely in the middle of the fairway, just a little short. Doug Barrett now, tee shot, hole 15. Doug Barrett also gets that disc lifting high on him, and it crashes hard left. So this is going to be a race to the basket. Michael Tucker has a legitimate opportunity at a 2 with the risk of a rollaway. But don't count Doug Barrett out. I saw him come awfully close to hitting a really long shot earlier in this match. So I've seen stranger things happen, that's for sure. So Doug Barrett now with his second shot, hole 15. He's got a few trees to contend with. And also elevation. And he just makes a nice, smooth, smart play, lays it up under the basket. So now Michael Tucker, second shot. And he gives it the juice. It had the distance, was just wide of the basket. So he'll be putting it back downhill to try to push hole 15. And as this match is coming to conclusion, if Doug Barrett wins this hole for some odd reason, the match is over. So a lot of pressure now on Michael Tucker. And it's in. So hole 15. They both tap in for a 3. It's a push. Doug Barrett 3 up. He's now Dormy going to hole 16. Hole 16, Michael Tucker has the tee. And he's going with a forehand roller here, and it is rolling back toward the fairway. Hits a tree though, but still skips into the middle of the fairway. So Doug Barrett now with his tee shot. He's now Dormy. And he's going back with that backhand shot. Hits a branch. It's kind of hidden over there. We'll have to hit this shot though to continue the match with Doug Barrett being Dormy. He's going to have to win the hole at the very least. And he's at least going to be shooting from a good 60 to 70 feet here. With the elevation also a factor by the basket.
Gotta go.
All right, you heard him there. He's going to go for it here on hole 16. He knows he has to win this hole.
Oh, that was terrible.
And he gave it enough distance, but it's wide left. So it's going to be a tough shot back here. Doug Barrett just needs to play this one smart and close this match out. He does just that, lays it up smoothly under the basket. Looks like Doug Barrett might be just one shot away from his first win in match play. It's been a long 3-year journey up to this point for him. Still without a win, so and this one's going to mean a lot to him. All right, Michael Tucker now with his third shot, hole 16. And it's just wide and long. And so Michael Tucker has conceded hole 16. Doug Barrett wins the hole, and he wins the match 4-2. Congratulations to Doug Barrett on advancing to the quarterfinals. We'll be back in just a minute with player interviews. All right, we're back here at Woodland Park with Michael Tucker. Michael, tough loss there, but you had a great showing out there. And what were some lessons that you learned last year that you were able to carry over to your match today against Doug Barrett?
Well, I didn't learn the lessons apparently in the first 7 holes. Took me a while, but at least I did not decide to throw forehand off the tee at 3 to go OB to knock myself out. At least I pushed that hole. Some other things, though, really was, as you saw in the coverage, I'm a forehand dominant player. And so the backhand is getting better, but when you're playing as a backhand dominant player, pushing is what you want to do. Back nine, I felt like I started getting a lot of momentum, throwing some really good drives off the tee. Driving off of hole 10 was a really good one. That finally got some momentum in my way, and I think that started settling me down, was getting my, it took 28 holes to get finally 1 hole win. But once that happened, I think we had like 5 or 6 straight pushes in a row, and then got 15. I got tied on 13 with the long putt, 14 long putt to win it, and then I'm having to run 16 because I went dormy. So
right.
Overall, pretty pleased. Just getting the first hole win finally calmed me down and said, okay, hey, you can play. Just start playing. Get outside of your head. Get out of your head, as my wife would like to say.
Yeah, we saw you there really making a great run there on the back nine, really taking control of your game there. But what about those first few holes? Did you notice any rust from the COVID break? I know generally this time of year is when us as disc golfers, we played the most amount of disc golf, but this year was a little different, obviously, with the COVID-19 outbreak. Did you notice anything related to that?
Not really. Really, it was probably just more nerves than anything. Putting felt pretty good throughout the whole match, and that's probably due to the break, the quarantine, because been doing a whole lot of putting games and figured out wasn't a good putter. Now I'm an okay putter. So really, it was just more nerves and calming my nerves down, making shots I know I can make. So.
Well, Michael Tucker, glad you were here in the competition this year. It was a good showing, and hope to see you out again next year to give it another shot.
Yes, sir. Hey guys, we're back from hole 16 where the match just ended between Bethel and I. Bethel, great match.
Thank you.
Well played. Talk us through some of your strategy on the first few holes. Obviously, it got you 3 up through 5. What was your beginning strategy to start the match?
Well, I have been playing for 3 years, but I play a lot. I go to a lot of tournaments, and you get to play with people that are much better than you and some that are not quite as good as you, but mostly better than you. And what that does, it builds up your confidence. You know, I have no fear. I have no shakes. I don't have the butterflies. I just come out and play my game. And now it may not be a good game, but I come out and I play my game.
There you go. I would say it was a pretty good game. Hole 5, talk us through that hole. Tee off, went straight through, had a great look birdie on that hole from probably 15, 20 feet. Talk us through that one.
Yeah. I picked out my M4 that I've kind of beat in quite a bit, and I like to hyzer flip it down that line. Now, if I do it a little bit too much spin, I will pull it into the woods every time. But I've kind of learned to just be a little of a finesse shot, and I pulled it off. I might can pull that off 2 out of 10 times. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for you, today was one of them.
It was a great shot. And then I think that momentum carried over to hole 6, almost making a birdie from 150 feet. Talk us through that shot.
I don't want to talk about that hole. That was an ugly shot. The drive was horrible. But again, the confidence came in where I'm just going to throw up a shot and go for it. And it did what it did.
Wonderful. It hit the basket and backspun.
Yeah.
What would you say the key element of your game was today that got you through and finished the match?
Well, you're a great personality and you've got a wicked forehand. I mean, you're going to be a great player. And where these alternate pins are now set up, when they get put in and we move the baskets, you're going to do very favorably. But to me, again, you know, I played a lot, and it was just my confidence going into the game, and I just put it on the line and go, I'm not going to, if I lose, it's no big deal. I've lost plenty of times before.
Well, I'm in my streak of losing right now, so I'll keep losing and I'll get on the other end. But it was a great match, well played. From the other side, just consistency. Just you're not going to make a mistake. You're going to have to make mistakes, and I made my fair share of mistakes at the beginning. So wonderful game. That does it from here. Hole 16. Wonderful backdrop here. Wonderful weather. It actually came out to be really well. We want to thank you guys for tuning in and look forward. I believe we have a match tomorrow between I believe it's John Dale and Dustin Nelson, right?
Ooh,
is that correct?
Golly.
So we'll see. I'm going to try to live stream. I'll probably try to throw something on there. It will not have music like John's. It will not have cutscene like John's. I will not be able to pull up the radar in the middle of the match like John's.
It is going screen.
Yes. No, I can't do any of that. I have Android. He has iPhone. So, but at least hopefully we'll get
two phones.
It'll be something hopefully. So hopefully we get that going in. But that does it from here. Michael Tucker, Bethel Barrett, John Dale behind the camera. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.